Unbelievable. Firstly, I'm very impressed by whoever edited the intro video. All right, my favorite songs and an amazing collage, and it brought back some amazing memories. And thank you, Shipra, for I think perfecting a very difficult task of introducing me at any event. And I really thank you for your kind words, but most importantly, it came from your heart. So, to AVP Shipra, my sister, all right, one of the strongest women we have in the V today. And I remember Suresh calling me and saying that Shipra is doing an event with some people. And I assume it was just, okay, 30 people in her living room that I'm supposed to talk to. Okay. I did not know that you guys were putting together basically a digital, unbelievable event which have people from all over the India, Middle East, Nepal, and other parts of the world. It's the greatest compliment. Dato Sri Vijay always told me the greatest compliment you can ever receive is basically somebody being a copycat of what you do. This is the nature of network marketing. And I'm so proud that you guys have embraced technology. I saw the green screen, I think the Delhi studio, the Bangalore studio, the Dubai studio, all right, Nepal also, unbelievable. And this is, I think, what we always wanted. We always wanted 1,000 vcons around the world with every group. We always wanted people to duplicate exactly what the V is doing. And I'm very happy to be here tonight with all of you guys. Before I begin, to all the ladies, happy Valentine's Day. All right, happy Valentine's Day. Okay, to each one of you out there. And to all the men, you can say thank you to me later because I reminded you that today in Malaysia and tomorrow in Dubai and India is Valentine's Day. All right, so Valentine's Day is not only meant to be, holding hands and being romantic. Valentine's Day is the celebration of the power of love. And I just did my Instagram live. You can watch it on my Instagram grid, where I spoke about love being the most powerful tool on your journey to max out. And I will talk about it a little bit later. But today, let me speak to you as your upline, representing the great ones, Japadas Bismarck and Dato Sri Vijay. I hope everyone can hear me and my voice is okay. And, just you can send me a WhatsApp if it's not, Suresh, okay? First thing I want to make very clear to everyone, I no longer speak at any event as the final speaker because I believe there are some amazing speakers out there. You guys listen to Dave Vadwani, Sharfun, Sachin, Niraj, Shipra. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I think today they are better speakers than me, which I'm very proud of. But I have a problem saying no to the people I love. So when Shipra made this request, I couldn't say no. So I'm here. The reason I'm here is because of AVP Shipra. All right? That I don't think I'm going to share anything with you tonight that you don't already know or you have not heard from Dave, Sharfun, Sachin, Niraj, Shipra, and whoever else spoke to you today. I'm sure there were some amazing testimonies. But this is an interesting time. So wherever you are in the world today, the last 24 months, your life has changed dramatically, drastically, because of a tiny thing you cannot see with your eye called the coronavirus, okay, which today everyone is quite relaxed. But if you go back in memory lane, in the year 2020, February, March, We were panicking, guys. We never left our house. All right. We were panicking because we didn't know what it was or what is the impact of this virus. I got infected last year in April. All right. I went to the hospital. And today I realized that this tiny thing of a virus has completely changed the world the way it was. And I was doing some recollection of our 24-month journey. I had the privilege of spending the whole day on Friday with Dato Sri Vijay. And we were both talking about this journey the last 24 months. You think about it. The first thing we realize is how much the people close to us, how much they mean to us. That each one of you on this call, I'm almost certain you lost somebody close to you because of the virus. Maybe an auntie, a grandmother, grandfather, a friend, sister, brother, parents. And we realize the word Dato Sri always shared, that a single blade of grass cannot move without his will. Now, I am of the belief that this virus was sent to us for us to realize many things. First thing for us to realize is that we are mortal, that we will all die one day. That's a fact. And you were reminded how fragile life is and how little time we have to keep our promises. You see, ultimately, your greatest fear is not only death. We will all die one day, okay? Whoever you are. Even the youngest guy on this event, you could, anytime. But we realize that ultimately, our definition of life is the promises we make. And knowingly or unknowingly, you have made many promises in your journey of life. You promised your parents that you would give them a good life. The day you got married, you promised your husband or wife that you would be there for them through the best times and the toughest times. When you have children, you make the biggest promise of your life. That is, you will do anything for your child. And this is something I want to talk about, because recently I was blessed with a son. All right. And I realized that as much as I love my wife, don't get me wrong, she's the best thing to happen to me in a long time in my journey of life. All right. But my bond with my son and what I am willing to do for him is basically I will die for my son. Without a second thought. All the parents here, you know what I'm talking about. You understand? If somebody puts a gun on your daughter or son's head and said, his life or your life, what will your decision be? In 2 seconds, you will say, shoot me. Don't hurt my child. All right? Because you made a promise without saying the words that you will do whatever it takes to protect that child, provide for that child, and make sure you are there for him or her throughout your journey as a parent. So if you understand our life journey, when we were young, we depended on the promises made to us. Not consciously, guys. You know, even when you were young, that if you had no food, your parents will feed you because they made a promise to feed you. Right? They made a promise to educate you. So you relied on promises that were made to you by your parents. And our parents kept their promises. That all of you morons here must understand that your parents are the reason you are here today. This is something you must never forget. Because maybe today you are no longer dependent on them, but you are a result of the promises they kept. That means your father and mother made great sacrifices for you that you were not aware of. Maybe to a point of even sacrificing food so you would have more food. That some of our mothers had to go to the jewelry store and sell their jewelry to be able to have enough money to provide for your school or your university. You may not even know until today. Because parents were very secretive about the sacrifices they made. But why did they do all this? Why they did all this is because the day they got married, the day they had you as a child, they made a promise. Knowingly or unknowingly, it was a promise. And our parents went through great sacrifices, great level of commitment and pain to keep their promises to us. That's life. Life is about keeping your promises. That's the summary of life. And you need to understand this. Life is not complicated. You are going to be born and one day you will die. And in between, you are only defined by the promises you keep. So if you promised your wife, for example, a lot of men here are married, you promise your wife, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I'm giving you a hard time. You promise your wife that she will live like a queen. Do you remember? Darling, marry me. I will treat you like a Maharani. You understand? All right? This was before the women basically said, screw you, I don't need you, I can be independent. You understand? All right? I'm sure all the women on the call today say, Chief, I don't need my husband, he's a useless moron. All right? I will do it on my own. Okay? And I'm proud of you guys. But ultimately, to the men here, you did make a promise when you married your wife. You made a promise that you will be a pillar of strength and a provider to treat her like a queen. I have no problem if my wife wants to work or wants to build a business or whatever. But I will not break my promise that she must live like a queen if she chooses to. So what is life? Life is an accumulation of promises that you made. Now you need to evaluate your track record on the promises. You got to evaluate your track record. Who did you make promises to? And how easily were they broken? See, somebody asked me a question. Chief, why are you still doing your Wednesday message? I'm doing it for 8 over years now. It's one of the hardest things to do. Then my karma, I started doing Instagram Live. So now I got another commitment, another promise I made. And then I started my YouTube channel. Don't ask me why. It was a moment of craziness and excitement about YouTube. All right. And I started my YouTube channel. Now I got to keep my promise for my YouTube channel. Now, I don't care whether 10,000 people watch or one person watches. It doesn't make a difference. Your promise is not diluted based on the number of people depending on you. Because your child could be one person, depending on you. There is no difference between a promise you make to 1 million people and a promise you make to one person. It is still a promise. So I made a promise that I would do my Wednesday message until I am physically not able to do it. That's a promise. Now, what defines you as a networker, what defines you as a human being, as an individual, is what you are willing to do to keep the promises you have made. And recently, I had the privilege of watching my wife become a mother. And I saw the transformation in her, that her life is no longer relevant. You will never truly understand a mother's love. I believe that. That my wife does not care 1 ounce about herself. It is only the promise she has made as a mother to a child who can't understand what she's saying. That means if you take that promise a mother makes to a child and the lens the mother will go to keep that promise, and you take that mother and put her into a network marketing business like QNet, she will max out. I promise you she will. Without a second thought. But how do we bring people, all of you, to a mindset that your journey in QNet is not separate from life? The reason why it is so easy for people to quit from QNet, because they think it's not life. Do you quit from life that easily? Are all of you willing to die tomorrow? Because that's quitting from life, you understand? You will never quit from life. You have no food, you will find a way of finding food. If you have no shelter over your roof, you will find a way of finding shelter. Because quitting is not an option. You cannot quit from life. You will do whatever it takes to stay alive. And this is proven scientifically, spiritually. Dato Sri Vijay has done it on stage. He has covered somebody's mouth and nose. And after a while, the person is frantically pushing the hand away. Please let me breathe. And they push the hand away. You have seen it. Dato Sri Vijay did it on stage to explain the sense of urgency. What was urgent? Oxygen. Even if the person's life was the worst life ever, broke, got cancer, potentially going to die, whatever, you understand? They would still push away the hand that is trying to block them from breathing. Interesting. Even if the person had the worst life on the planet, they would still fight to stay alive. Because it was oxygen. Now, the only difference between you and me, the only difference between you and your uplines, Dave Wadwani, Sachin, Sharfun, Shipra, Niraj, O'Neill, Rikesh, Sumit, Anu, Sanjeev, Nagendra, Rohit, Lokesh, Sunil, Anand, Chaitali, your uplines. The only difference between you and them, success in QNet to them is also like oxygen. That means they want it so badly that if you try to hold them back from becoming a max out king, queen, platinum, diamond, blue diamond, they will push your hands away and fight to reach that point as equivalent to oxygen. That's the only difference between them and you. There is no difference in skill, because in networking, we teach you everything. We don't hold back secrets. Your knowledge of networking today is equivalent to mine. If you have watched my videos, if you have watched my Wednesday message, my Instagram live, my YouTube channel, I am vomiting out everything I know, guys. You know, in IT, what's the term they use? It's called open source. Have you heard of open source, IT guys? That means somebody will create a software and they leave it on the internet. Anyone can download it. It's called an open source. That means they don't patent it. They don't do IP rights. They want to share it with the world. So I am an open source upline. I learned this from Dato Sri Vijay. Dato Sri Vijay says, Pathman, share everything you know and more. That means, listen carefully, from a knowledge level, you and me are the same. Do you understand how powerful that is? You are Pathman Senathirajah lah, morons. That means I became a max out king using every single knowledge that I've shared with you. The only difference though is for me, becoming a max out king was oxygen. It was air. That means if I didn't succeed, guys, in my mind, I would have died. I didn't have options. I didn't want options. I didn't have a backup plan. It was this and nothing else. That is my secret, which again I'm sharing with you. That I met Shipra as a young networker. I didn't even know who she was when she met me in Jakarta. And she queued up that day. And I didn't eat, she didn't eat. I remember I got a sandwich. Somebody gave me a sandwich. And we took a photo, me and Shipra. At that point, I didn't know who she was. And the reason why I know who she is today, because of the DNA I saw, that to her, she did not separate this business from life. Because if you separate this business from your journey of life, you can quit this business and still be alive. To me, without this business, I am dead inside. And when I met Shipra in Morocco and had lunch with her at the Pizza Hut, I remember, all right, I realized at that point, the DNA she had is she didn't separate both. That she was not in QNet. QNet was in her. And failure was not an option. Quitting was not an option. Similarly, to all of you today, stopping breathing is not an option. It's not an option. Do you wake up in the morning and say, today I want to stop breathing? Do you think that way? Today I think enough lah. But yeah, bas, I think it's over. I want to go now. How many of you talk like this? You still live life. The challenge is, you think QNet is something separate. It cannot be. If you truly want to succeed in this business, you have to ask yourself whether your success in QNet is directly related to the promises you have made in life. If it's not related, you will not succeed. So when I started my journey with this great man, Dato Sri Vijay, my upline mentor, he gave me this answer at a very young age. He said, Pathman, you cannot do this business. You must become this business. This is not something you do. It must assimilate with your life. Only then will you succeed. Now, I was confused. I was a young man. All right. And I went home that night, of course, with some assistance from alcohol at the younger days. I don't drink anymore. I think only morons drink, by the way. So if you drink, success is very hard to achieve. This is my philosophy. And the reason why, let me tell you. Because when you drink, your ego rationalizes even higher your lack of success. You understand? So when you're sober, life is truthful. It's the real movie. You understand? All right? Don't watch cartoons. Watch the real movie. Watch a documentary. With alcohol, it's a Bollywood movie. Without alcohol, it's a documentary. Are you guys with me? It's truthful. It's factual. So I went home that night and I was thinking, I said, how do I make QNet my life? I was 23 years old when he told me this on my second year of business. And I was young like you guys. And I asked myself, okay, do I want to make so many sacrifices to be successful? Give up many things people my age were doing. And that night, when I was thinking about it, I made that decision that I don't want to do QNet. I want QNet to be part of my life. And I made a conscious decision. And I evaluated what I will be losing. You understand? Because all of you, some of you are young in the business. I assume some of you are young and some of you have been around for a long time. 2-3 years, maybe 4 years, I don't know. But some of you are brand new. What are you actually giving up? Nothing. You are giving up nothing, guys. If you tell me your weekends are important, for what? What is your weekend important for? Oh, chief, I have to spend time with my family. You are a moron. The only reason you are in QNet is to provide better for your family. They are the reason. Why are you making them an excuse? And why are you saying, I only got weekend with my family? The only reason you're saying that is again because you are broke. Because I can spend time with my son Monday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, doesn't matter. So you are saying that weekends I need to be with my family. That is the most moronic thing to say. You should say weekends I want to work harder so that I can spend Monday with my family. See, 95% of society spends Saturday and Sunday with their family. Do you like going to the mall on Saturday? Have you been to the mall on Saturday? I take my son to the mall on Monday morning. Are you guys with me? The mall is empty, man. That's the best time. I can walk into any shop. You understand or not? And that's our mindset. Our mindset is we are doing this to keep a promise to our family. At the same time, you are using your family as an excuse. Something wrong, you know. So if you want to know ultimately why Dave Wadhwani, Sachin Gupta, Sharfun, Shipra, Niraj O'Neill, why they are today the great success stories of QNet, is not because they are smarter than you. It's not because they know anything more than you. Technically, you could be better students of Japa Dato Sri than they are, you know, because they're all old camels now. You understand? They're all like, you know, look at them. They're all like, they're there, up there. You understand? You understand? But you are still a small bacha. So technically, you will learn more from this session compared to your uplines. This is human nature. Are you guys with me? But why did they succeed the way they did? Don't even underestimate what they have achieved. Forget QNet. In the industry of network marketing, they are considered great success stories. In QNet, 100% the great success stories. But I'm telling you, the whole industry knows their names. That means there's somebody in America who knows AVP Shipra. And why? Because she did not live life with QNet in two separate journeys. The mistake you are making, all of you, is you are going on two journeys. One is called life. One is called QNet. Which one will take priority? Which one? Naturally, life will take priority. And because you are living two separate lives, it's easy for you to switch off here. But you never switch off here, guys. Do you realize that? You never switch off. You have to wake up in the morning, correct? Even if you're part-time, you have to go to a job. Even you're full-time, you have to wake up. You got to spend time with your family. You got to eat, shit, sleep, shower, shave. When have you switched off on life? Please tell me. When was the last time that you switched off in life? So what I realized after talking to Dato Sri Vijay is that everyone is actually consistent by nature. Do you realize how powerful that is? He said, Pathman, you don't have to teach somebody consistency. I said, really, Ane? He said, yes. Every one of your downlines around the world were born consistent. I said, yeah. Well, do you brush your teeth every day, all of you? Almost every day? Yes or no? Yes. You got so many things in your life that you are damn consistent. You are naturally a consistent human being. Some of you have been going to work, come back home, go 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 to work, come back home, consistently for 20 years. That means by nature, you are consistent. But when it comes to QNet, because it's separated from life, on, off, 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 take 1 week break. Get hammered by upline, on. A few rejections, off. Come to this event, on. Next week, cousin getting married, off. And then watch Wednesday message, on. All right? You understand or not? Then pandemic lockdown, off. Then the government says you are allowed to go out, on. But let me ask you a question. During the whole pandemic, did you stop eating? What did you do? Did you stop taking a shit? You stopped shitting also. Were you constipated during the pandemic? Life was consistent during the pandemic. Mothers, did you stop feeding your children? So the mistake everyone makes is life is here, QNet is here. Life goes on. QNet can stop. But if you merge these two, you become Shipra. That's it. And the reason why you are afraid to merge these two is because you think by merging life and QNet, you have to make sacrifices in life. And there comes the problem. You don't want to make the sacrifices to achieve max out. So wake up and smell the coffee. Max out, even as a goal rank, is 12,500 US a week, which is roughly 50,000 US a month. 50,000. Just imagine. 50,000 US a month. Will 99% of your problems be solved? Be honest. How many of you say 100% of problems solved? Think. Right now, if I gave you 50,000 US a month, guys, almost all your problems are solved. Don't listen to the people who tell you money cannot solve all problems. There is only two people who will say this. Those who don't have money and those who have too much money. I realize that. Even me, I once in a while catch myself giving a speech. I realize today there are more important things than just money. My son, my wife. You understand now? The reason I'm saying it now, because I have more money than I ever dreamed about, guys. You understand? But if you met me at 22 years old, my only speech will be money is not everything. It is the only thing. Are you guys with me? And the reason why you are afraid to merge life and QNet is because you're afraid of losing what you think is important to you, which is again stupidity. And I'm saying this with love. Going to the cinema with your friends is important to you now. Why? Because you don't have $50,000 a month. So when you don't have $50,000 a month in your account and you are broke, everything you do in life fills up that emptiness. You understand the logic? It fills up and then it's going for movie with friends. Popcorn, Tujhe dekha to hai jana sanam. The song is playing in the cinema. You're all excited. Ayo, nice, good time. Yay! Let's go home. Because you don't have $50,000. Then spending time at home with your family on weekends become very important to also fill up the emptiness that you are failing as a parent to provide for your family. So you rationalize by spending time with the children who don't even like you anymore. So ask your teenage child. Don't ask the little 1-year-old kid. You ask the 2-year-old kid, you want mama or you want 50,000 a month? What will the 2-year-old kid say? Mama, 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 mama. Correct? Ask your 15-year-old teenage kid, you want mama or you want mama to make 50,000 a month? What will the teenage kid say? Mama, get off your ass and go and make $50,000. That's what we need right now. I want to study in Paris. Our holiday cannot be Lonavala for the rest of our lives. Our holiday must also be New York, London, and Mauritius. You understand or not? But think about it. Merge. This is the answer. Because as a human being, before QNet, you must understand that you have all the characteristics of a successful network. Correct? Think about it. Go to work, come back home, 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 go to work, come back home. Consistency. Ding. You understand or not? All right? That's consistency. Warrior. Fighting in the train in India to go to work, are you not supposed to be a warrior? Do you remember taking the train in India? Do you have to be a warrior to take a train in India? Yes or no? You have to be a warrior. You must push this floor, push that floor. You understand? You must learn how to shout. Shoot. Whatever. You understand? Whatever language you use. You have to push people aside. You have to survive. In your company, if somebody is fighting for the same promotion, what you will do? You will fight for the promotion. So tell me, do you have the characteristic of a warrior? If somebody tries to harm your child, will you become a warrior? 2 seconds. Even the smallest lady here will become Bajirao. You understand? Or Mastani, actually. Are you guys with me? So, in life, you have all the characteristics of a max out king or queen. The problem is QNet is separate from it. And you think you need to learn new characteristics. You don't need to learn anything new. You need to make sure it's merged. And then all the characteristics that you were born with will come out strong and you will succeed in QNet. This is the mistake people make. The only lesson you must take back today, tonight, after listening to this, is that success in QNet must be equivalent to oxygen. And then, in the next 3 months, Shipra will tell me the great success stories among all of you there. That is the first point I realized after talking to Dato Sri Vijay. The second point I realized, that many of you, deep down in your heart, don't think you deserve success. This is a serious problem. I'm realizing it now, especially in Asian mentality. We have been programmed foolishly by our education system, by our own parents and families, that being mediocre is enough. This is a major problem. This will not happen if you live in America or Europe. But my mother, God bless her soul, the most important human in my life, never told me every morning of my life that I'm supposed to conquer the world. She said, be safe, eat properly, I love you. You understand or not? She said all the right things, but she didn't catch me and slap me and said, you must be the greatest networker in the history of the world. So if you realize, our parents didn't slap us to become successful, You got slapped by your parents for smoking a cigarette, for drinking too young, or ladies for dressing up inappropriately. Maybe your father slapped you once. But don't you wish they slapped us for being successful? Don't you wish they pushed us every day to conquer the world? So if you have children today, even from the day they are born, my son, from the day he was born, I told him, you must change this world. That you were born for greatness. You are a Senathirajah. Do you understand? Every day I talk to him about this. He can't understand, but subconsciously is going to his mind. I told him that he must be the best he can be, that he was born to fly. But we were not brought up that way. We were brought up to be cautious. We were brought up to be mediocre. We were brought up to keep quiet, not speak out. And then suddenly you join this organization where this very handsome Malaysian, that means me, all right, is consistently telling you to conquer the world. The problem is, I only started talking to you for 3 years, 2 years, most of you. But you have been programmed for 30 years, 40 years. And that is the challenge. The challenge is being mediocre is acceptable to you. Being mediocre is a comfort zone. And suddenly you are in a power of association where everyone is telling you, be extraordinary. Be a max out king, max out queen. And Dato Sri Vijay taught me this. If your mind cannot comprehend the possibility, it will never happen. That you can dream, but your mind must tell you it's possible. So my fear is with most people today in the industry, in QNet, they are still programmed to be mediocre. So my question to you, if you get a $5,000 check, what are you going to do tomorrow? I will be honest with you. When I got my first few checks, I was very excited. That is like 800. Last time the plan was different. 400, 800, 1,002, 1,006, 2,000. I was very excited, okay? Earning money for the first time. But when my checks were reaching 5,000, 6,000, I was angry, frustrated. Because I wanted to max out. Our max out was 9,008 or something like that. I couldn't wait to max out. I couldn't be stuck at mediocre levels. But you see, be honest with me, all of you. If tomorrow you earn 2,000 US a week, you will be doing the bangra outside your house. You will order 108 coconuts and go to the closest temple and you will break it. And outside the temple, you will dance bangra also. You understand? And the reason is, you didn't expect success. You understand? You expected not to have success. Am I making sense? That's why $2,000 is like, oh my God, I did it. It's okay to celebrate, but you were not expecting it. You were expecting failure. You were expecting to be mediocre your whole life. So how are you going to succeed when your brain tells your heart it's okay to be mediocre? So remember this. You are afraid to succeed. Your greatest fear is not rejection. Your greatest fear is not to be poor. I know this is confusing, but I deal with people from this part of the world every day. Your greatest fear is success. This is your greatest fear. And this is what people will never understand. They will never comprehend this. But think about it, guys. 40 years of programming. What do you expect? So if there's one paradigm shift you must achieve today, is stop fearing success. Stop believing that being mediocre is okay. Being mediocre is not okay. You did not sign up in QNet to be mediocre. You signed up with an ultimate goal of max out. Extreme success is the only reason you become an entrepreneur. You don't become an entrepreneur to pay bills. That is stupidity. Why become an entrepreneur to pay bills? Better you go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home. You become an entrepreneur for extreme success. And that means giving 100% every day. Don't fear success. The reason why I created this mantra of Born to Fly 2022, because I realize that a lot of people think that they are born with lesser, especially India, you all believe in karma, right? So everyone says, "Yo, this is my karma. My karma. My karma." Then you buy one ring and put on this finger. Then you buy one ring and put in this finger. Then you buy one ring and put in this finger. To reduce the impact of the karma, then you dance naked in front of the full moon. You know, you dance naked in front of the full moon, hoping it will cleanse your karma. Guys, everyone is born equal. Your potential is no different than mine. In reality, your potential is no different than Japa and Datusi. Your potential is limitless. That each one of you, regardless regarding your race, religion, background, education level, man, woman, young, old, it does not matter. Your potential is limitless. Now, the fact that you are remaining mediocre or you are expecting failure is because of 30 years of programming. So I always tell Shipra that the reason why people must come to VCon, why you must come to ISB, why you must come to Empower, Expand, Perform, your event today, is not to learn new things, is to unlearn old things. Is to unlearn the programming that you have been through for 20, 30 years of your life. That's why I exist. I exist to help people unlearn, not learn. So tonight, if there's one thing you must unlearn, is that mediocre is not acceptable. That you did not sign up with QNet to give it a try. You didn't sign up to QNet because you had nothing else to do. You signed up with QNet to be the best you can be, to unleash your real potential, to achieve greatness, to come up on stage one day, to share your story. And I always tell people, the only way you can fail in QNet is if you quit. You cannot fail if you don't quit. If you don't quit, you will make it. Whether it takes 3 years, 6 years, or 10 years, who cares? Are you willing to wait 10 years to become a US dollar millionaire? I would. Are you willing to be consistent for 5 years to earn 50,000 US a month? I would. Because even if you work in a job for 5 lifetimes, you are not going to be Sundar Pichai, you know. Because there's only one Google company, he's already working there. You understand? I don't think they're going to hire an Indian after an Indian after an Indian after an Indian. So the point is, what you must unlearn is that everyone is born differently. Unlearn that. Everyone is born with the same equal potential. This is my belief. That's why I love network marketing. The network marketing does not judge you. It doesn't need you to pre-qualify. Network marketing doesn't ask you any questions. Do they ask you any questions? Do you go to the QNet website and share your education history? Your characters? Nothing. Name, address, ID copy, mother's maiden name, kalas. Now you are entitled to earn $50,000 a month. Correct? You think your tracking center is different from Shipra? You think your tracking center is different from Sharfun, Sachin, or Dave, or Niraj, or Onil? You think all your tracking center is same as mine? So unlearn this. See, I used to have an inferiority complex because I come from a small town. I'm not highly educated. I'm not the smartest kid in the school, that's for sure. But I come from a small town. I was not exposed to the world, you know. I didn't know anything. Before this business, I never got on an aeroplane before. Never been to a foreign country. Are you guys with me? But Dato Sri Vijay convinced me beyond doubt, I don't know how he did it, that my potential is limitless. Then one morning I woke up and I said, screw it. I have been given an opportunity to be the greatest Pathman can be. Why waste it? That's the second point. We are all born equal with the same limitless potential. The only problem is many of you have been programmed that being mediocre is acceptable. I want to change that program. You were not born to be mediocre. You were born to be unbelievable. Maybe the opportunity and you did not meet, but now you have met QNet. There is no greater business in the planet than network marketing. We have survived every pandemic. We have survived every economic meltdown. We have survived everything. And we are still here after 23 years. Are you guys with me? This is the best form of entrepreneurship the world has ever seen. So don't waste it. Don't waste this opportunity. Grab it, change. And the final point for tonight, before I let you go, is for you to recognize that the only thing holding you back is yourself. It's not Google. It's not the newspapers. It's not the prospects who rejected you. It is not the family that doesn't support you. It's nothing. Because if this was love, Valentine's Day, if this was a girl you love, you would tell your own parents to fly a kite and marry over a guy you love. You understand? If this was something important to you, nothing would stop you. Do you realize that? Do you realize when you want something so badly, nothing can stop you? Throughout your journey of life, you have demonstrated this many times. But suddenly today, for some reason, you are allowing everything to distract you. You are allowing everything to put you in a comfort zone. You are allowing everything to stop you. That means what? This is not that important to you. So if this is important to you, nothing matters. This is what I realize. That I went through the same challenges as you. Government, newspaper, negative media, harassment, family that didn't support. Everything you went through, I went through. But This was so important to me that I didn't allow any of those things to stop. So the only thing holding you back ultimately is yourself. Stop looking for solutions. Stop looking around you. Stop evaluating your environment. Stop bullshitting yourself and rationalization and excusitis. This business will live beyond us. This company will keep growing and growing and growing. It's unstoppable. The only thing holding you back is yourself. The minute you have that paradigm shift, nothing will distract you. And if you have found a dream you're willing to fight for, a dream you're willing to die for, and if you can put life and business together and you want success as much as you need oxygen, and you shut up, listen and do and follow the guidance of your unbelievable uplines, all right, being led by this amazing woman, AVP Shipra, you have all the ingredients to become a diamond, blue diamond, max out king, max out queen. I can tell you, this is the best time to build QNet. We got everything. So what's holding you back is what you see in the mirror. That's it. I'm telling you as an old man today, I've been building this for 23 years. Nothing can stop you except yourself. The day you embrace this truth and recognize the fact that if you sort yourself out, you will succeed in this business. And as long as you stay long enough, you know, there's this picture, this cartoon of a guy digging for diamonds, you know, right? And you have a view, and the guy is digging right to the end, and he's tired, and he quits. And just 2 inches behind where he's digging is all the diamonds, right? This is the true depiction of network marketing. Everyone quits too soon. If they stayed a little bit longer, they could have amazing success in network marketing. That's why I tell people the true secret in network marketing. If you don't quit, you will make it. I am telling you. The only thing holding you back is yourself. The time is right. You are with the most unbelievable company with all our challenges that we had. Have we ever abandoned you? Any other company would have ran away from India or Nepal. But we stayed and fought every single day, Supreme Court, whatever. Because Dato Sri Vijay believes in one principle. No matter what happens, he will never abandon his family. You tell me which other company would do this. It cost us millions to stay in this country. We lost millions staying in these countries. But Dato Sri Vijay says, we will never leave our family behind. So you're with the best network marketing company in the world. The best time in our world where everyone understands that the only future is entrepreneurship, that jobs are the greatest scam on the planet. You have the greatest uplines here today with you. Dev Vadwani, Sachin, Sharfun, Shipra, Niraj, Onil, Rikesh, Sumit, Anu, Sanjeev, Nagendra, Rohit, Lokesh, Sunil, Anand, Chaitali. You belong to the we. You are my downlines, and ultimately, you have the greatest grand uplines in the world, Japadas Bismarck and Dato Sri Vijay Ishwaran. What else do you need? This is your time, guys. Stop wasting time over-analyzing, thinking. Just do it, but don't do it separately. Don't be in QNet. QNet must be in you. You have what it takes. You just have to be consistent. You know all the secrets, presentation, TAT, power of association. You heard this millions of times. You have one of the best systems in the V today. And this event, which is part of your master plan, that you heard so many people speak and finally you are hearing me speak. This event is a sign from him. You understand? There can be 5,000 reasons why I couldn't speak to you today. There could be 10,000 reasons why you couldn't attend the event today. But somehow or another, you are here, I am here. So the question you must ask, let me get deep for 1 minute, Shipra, you know. I believe that this exact moment of me speaking what I'm saying and you listening was decided before both of us were born. Interesting, huh? Mind-blowing stuff. Are you guys with me? So this is your time. Now this week, week number 7, Shipra found a perfect plan to do this event on a Sunday, the beginning of week 7, the 3rd week of rank advancement. So this week, do something. Merge. Have a sense of urgency that you never had before. Remember that your potential is limitless, that we are all born equal. That this is not an accident, it is meant to be. Out of 7, 8 billion people on the earth, you are here today. So my demand, not request, my demand is this week, shock your system. Because remember, 30 years of programming, be mediocre, your karma, you know, not everyone is going to succeed. These are the bullshit the world tells us. So now I'm telling you, shock treatment. Hey, don't take the wires and put on your head from the electricity, okay? This is a different shock treatment. The shock treatment today is from now until Friday. I don't care who you are, where you are, as long as you are alive, you find 2. Now, the reason for this is very scientific. Firstly, many of you are either new and you're starting, or you're slightly older and you are a little bit in a coma. Both of you need to be woken up. And there's no greater wake up than a direct referral. Even until today, let me be honest, I try to do maybe 5 to 10 presentations a month. Sometimes I struggle to do 5. The reason I do it is not because I need the sign up. I need to know what you are going through, right? Or not, I can't talk to you. So I maybe nowadays, I do about 2, 3 presentations a month. I find somebody lah. All right. And I do a presentation, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't care whether the person signs up, but they always somehow or another sign up. It is still the greatest feeling on the planet. You know what I mean? I'm an old dog, okay? I don't know whether my presentation is even valid. I don't even show rank advancement. I just show the basic left, right. And I tell them, guys, don't ask me a lot of questions. You know, I don't know all the answers. You just say, yes, I'll connect you with somebody, you know. I don't mentor them directly anymore. But it's still the greatest feeling when they say yes. Even after 23 years, it's an unbelievable feeling. It just increases my belief system, my passion. So that's the first reason why you must find me. The second reason is when a large group of people go back into networking mode, it creates unbelievable momentum for your whole organization. Trust me, if the majority of you find 2 this week, all right, forget the BVs, the checks, all that will go up, but it's not permanent, right? But what will be permanent is the momentum. If all of you get off your ass and this week just become a networker again, stop being an overanalyzer, Stop being a coma patient. Stop being a moron. Stop being full cup. Just be a networker. If all of you just find two this week, you will create momentum that will last throughout this year. I've seen this happen. I've seen organizations triple in size just by a few hundred people finding two. That's the power of it. And we started the year, and you be honest with me. First week, you were like, okay, warm up. Okay, the year has started. Oh, must do my TAT. Second week, ayo, pandemic, Omicron came. Third week, ayo, mother-in-law has Omicron. I have to take her to the hospital and make sure she doesn't come home. You understand? Whatever the point is. You understand? All right? And then the world is so busy, you got so many excuses. So you truly have not started 2022. I can see it in your eyes. I'm still seeing morons living in 2021. Guys, this is week number 7. The year has started. I am on. I haven't slept for 7 weeks. I'm planning. We are putting the final touches to the greatest VCon ever in March 27th. What are you doing? So it's okay. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. So as far as you are concerned, 2022 starts today. Are you guys with me? So no need to warm up. No need to wait for your Joshiam to come and tell you, okay, planet, moon, and the sun and all that. Like, no need to. I will tell you. I'll be your Joshiam today. I'll be your astrologer. All right? So everyone show me your hands like that. Put your hands. I can read your palm. Put your hands in. Okay. After seeing everyone's palm, this is very rare that everyone has the same lining and alignment. What I see today is that this week is a very important week for you to start a brand new journey of life. I see the number 2 very clear in my vision. Number 2, I see 2. I see 2. This week, you must start a brand new journey with the number 2. And if you do that, the rest of the year will be the most beautiful year of your life. All right? That means, guys, start this week. Find 2. Are you guys with me? No more excuses. I don't think opportunities come knocking on our door every day. But when they do, don't close the door. Open the door. Are you guys with me? So to all of you today, your journey of Max Out is not only about learning, it's more about unlearning. So wake up, smell the coffee, remember your dream, and don't separate life and QNet. Bring it together, and I promise you, you will succeed. I love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you very much.